and they use this bad boy. I put a photo there of the Aerobike 75XL3.
Yeah. It's no concept to Erg,
No,
but
I prefer the the Echo bike or an assault bike, but this is what they use in the study. We have one here that is a cycle ergometer exercise study, and they use this bad boy. I put a photo there of the Aerobike 75XL3.
yeah. It's no concept to Erg,
No,
but
I prefer the the Echo bike or an assault bike, but this is what they use in the study.
yep.
I listed the placebo condition here. The first round, all the participants drank only placebo water. So everybody gets a placebo. And then session number 2, that's when they split into the intervention versus the placebo group. So half of them got the hydrogen water, half of them got the placebo water, regular old water, 30 minutes prior to exercise. And these people were not particularly elite athletes. They actually have some VO2 max data, age data, BMI data. So they were normal BMI. They weren't terribly out of shape as far as body mass goes. What do you think of the baseline characteristics there?
Yeah. Experiment 1, VO2 max measured was around 30 for both groups and 37 for both groups. Actually a bit higher in the placebo for the second participant. They did include both males and females, which is good. But I guess this is what you consider your average individual, not someone who's into fitness. Certainly not an elite athlete looking for, that extra little niche of an edge past just consistent exercise and good diet and sleep.
Yeah, and these are fairly small individuals, I would say. The weight there being around 60 kilograms. That's 130, 140 pounds, something in that range. So the dose of the hydrogen water, I assume it would scale along with body size, the amount of blood volume someone's going to have.
Yeah, and looking into hydrogen water, interestingly, it looks like it's relatively few bubbles, especially if you compare it to carbonated water or nitrogenated fluids. It looked pretty low. So you'd think there'd be a better way. Like maybe they had these people consume hydrogenated oils, or if they're elite athletes, maybe they had them put hydrogen in with their hyperbaric chamber instead of just oxygen. That sounds safe.
Yeah, hydrogenated oils. Didn't they ban those?
Surely they're not banned. Don't take my freedoms away, James.
No, I think this is what they found in Lunchables recently. I think they found some of those banned oils. I could be totally mistaken there, but I heard some whisperings about that.
Any plant-based oil.
In any case, looking at the they did some nice graphics here. Change in VO2 max, and it looked like there were some performance improvements in terms of the VO2 max. It's at 1 point, I think. Not a whole lot of change, but the perceived exertion was also a bit lower. So it's not taking anyone from an RPE of 10 down to an RPE of 7. It's much more subtle than that, but there were statistically significant differences there.
Yeah, it's interesting, and I would like to see a larger study repeated with a bit better accounting for potential confounding variables. For example, if they can get both the regular water and the hydrogenated water into a can of liquid death, and then just tell them that they're, comparing the one liquid death compared to the other liquid death.
Comparing water flavor A to water flavor B, or water flavor A has a secret performance enhancing ingredient in it.
Well, they can't tell them that.
Yeah, but you don't know which one you're getting.
To make sense.
So there is a placebo effect. Then you would see even the placebo group thinking, oh, I'm getting some creatine or something like that, so they're going to do better. And then how much more does the intervention group actually outperform that placebo? Yeah.
So it's pretty interesting. But yeah, there's definitely a reason why you don't want too much hydrogen. If you have too much hydrogen in your body, or if you go into a hyperbaric chamber where it's high pressure, you put hydrogen in there instead of 100% oxygen, those bubbles will diffuse throughout your body. It can cause a light narcosis, but also you can get the bends as the hydrogen bubbles come out of your body when you go back to normal pressure. So you definitely don't want too much hydrogen, but I just have a hard time thinking that the very low concentration in hydrogen water is going to have this significant of a performance benefit.